I'm Chris Fox, and this is the Bourbonite. The world of whiskey is full of drinkers of all types, and because of this, the subject of how to properly drink your whiskey or bourbon is actually a very hot button issue. Take, for instance, one of my old videos where I tell you how to drink your bourbon and called Mixing It Dumb. Well, we're gonna go right in the face of that today. So the first way to drink your bourbon is to mix it, which is dumb. But first, whiskey snobbery. Now, this is a term that gets thrown around the industry, both amongst drinkers as well as in the professional realm, quite a bit. And in fact, there was a article in the Telegraph that was about a beginner's guide to whiskey and bourbon. And it said, "Better the beginner than the whiskey snob. The whiskey world occasionally dumps these pompous plonkers at the bar, preaching about an uber-aged bottle that few drinkers will ever see. These dullards detect vanilla and spice and tropical fruit and grandma's apple crumble and rainbows on the nose." Whiskey snobbery is one of those things that often gets connotated with when people scoff at folks that are mixing their bourbons or their whiskeys. And really, like I said in the rest of that previous video, and I'm going to say it again today, there's no wrong way to drink your whiskey or bourbon. It's really just a matter of how you prefer to drink it. It's how you want to drink it. There are, in my opinion and many others' opinions, there are more right ways, but really there is no wrong way as long as you drink it the way you enjoy it. Now, I'm from Wisconsin in the United States, and we like to drink around here. I also used to be a bartender. So today we're going to mix a drink that is one of the Wisconsin classics, a whiskey old-fashioned sweet.
If you start by cutting an individual slice of an orange, depending on your preference, you can always do more or less. But then a few maraschino cherries, again, to preference. Some rough sugar, or raw sugar. And then a few sprinkles of bitters. Some prefer more, some prefer less. Bitters does have a very apparent flavor. And so use with caution, add more for later. And then muddle. Now, not everybody has a muddler or a mortar and pestle. I'm using the end of a spatula. Use what you need to use, but ideally you have a mortar and pestle or just some kind of muddler. Then throw in your ice and add your choice of whiskey or bourbon. I'm using whiskey because as I've said previously, I think it's a sin to use bourbon in a mixed drink, but a little whiskey is good for you. And then a sweet carbonated beverage. I'm using 7-Up, but you can use anything like Sprite or lemon lime soda of some sort. And that's it.
Being a bartender in Wisconsin, I've made plenty of these whiskey old fashions. In fact, I've made every different connotation you could ever imagine. Whiskey old fashioned sweet, whiskey old fashioned sour, and any other combination you might be able to think of. But I personally have never really had one. And so today was a first. Okay. Definitely not the same as neat, and it kind of tastes like Christmas. While it's still a whiskey drink, it's not for me. But we can't let any good whiskey go to waste. So we'll polish it off, and then I'll switch to the better stuff. Drinking it the way I want to drink it. Neat. Because that's the right way. So if you like what you've seen, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, because there's plenty more whiskey drinks that are probably better to be had. Fuck me. Oh, I'm drooling over myself too. It's that good. I just drop it all over my beard.